Support provided by Natchitoches Regional Medical Center, Northwestern State University, and Louisiana Tech. The Demons from Northwestern State back at home, and they welcomed in the reigning Southland Conference champions from a year ago, Incarnate Word, who has now started to find its groove after a little bit of a struggle to start this season. Opening drive for UIW, E.J. Colson to Jalen Walthall, 35 yards inside the 20. Few plays later, same connection, but this time it's worth 6. Finds him in the corner of the end zone, and UIW makes it look easy, but the Demons come right back. Abram Johnston drops back and finds Ty Moore, and Moore sees space, and he is off to the races. So close to getting into the end zone, but he's dragged down from behind at the 2-yard line. But then the Demons lose 9 yards on the next 3 plays. Johnson here, sacked for a loss of 3. Then on 3rd down, Johnson pressured and loses 8. Just a tough way to go for Johnston and company. They were so close, but they're going to settle for a field goal. We know they've had some kicking issues, but not on this one. Good from 28 yards, and it's 7-3 UIW. But it takes Incarnate Word just 5 plays to get down the field. Tim Carter takes it up the middle. He knocks it into the end zone, and it's 14-3. Second quarter, Coleman's going to have a little sidearm sling. He's going back to his man Walthall here. Boom, turn, 1 block, and now he's on. He is off to the races for 46 yards to the end zone. It's 21-3. Just over a minute left in the half. Kobe Dillon. Dillon finds some room. 13 yards here. It's 28-3 at the break. Blaine McCorkle looking to try to rally his young ball club. Again, we've seen some moments. We've seen some signs. Can they put it all together? The big explosive plays will kill you, and UIW had one in the 3rd. Tim Carter is off to the races. 68 yards on this score. The defending champs go on to win it 38-3 after the ballgame. Here's Coach McCorkle talking about the difficulties of growth and trying to convert in the red zone.
The last few weeks, we've gotten ourselves down there close and been unable to finish the drive and put the ball in the end zone. And we've tried to approach that a couple of different ways in style of play, be it get big and try to knock it in or spread it out and then do some different things. But when you get down there, the game definitely changes. And regardless of if you want to lighten the box or load the box up, when you get down there, the game gets really, really physical. And that's where we're getting exposed a little bit just with size and strength, even in changing style of play when you get down there. So we got to just keep working and figure it out and try to find answers because we're finding ourselves down there and not coming away with points, and then we can't do that. You know, the idea is to score more points to the other team. If you can't finish a drive, that's a problem. You mentioned Ty Moore being back. I appreciate what he did. He loves this team as much as anybody, and it was good to have him back. Myon Hicks was back too, and he found some hard yards in there. You know, he was able to grind out a couple. I think he got a couple first downs for us. So it was good to have both of those older players back in there to help us out a little bit. I think we continue to play hard. I think our kids keep fighting. You know, kind of evidence in that last drive of the game where we just ran the ball and got a pile of first downs, and we were able to end it without giving the ball back to get another score. You know, get a 4th and 1 at the end of the game, and I look up and it's all those freshmen there fighting it out to get a 4th and 1. So I'm very proud of that. I think in moments our defense played well. I think in moments we'll probably see on film that we stopped the run a little bit better than we have in moments, even though we gave them a couple big ones. We've still got to tackle better. You know, technically we're not tackling well at the 2nd and 3rd level. We're trying to knock people down with our shoulders instead of throwing your chest on it, wrapping up and run your feet. And we work on it all the time. It's something that we've got to get better at. I do think I you know, without getting into the weeds too much, have some reasons, some answers for why some of that stuff's happened, and those things are fixable down the road. It's a little bit of a mindset deal, but it's kind of how the game played out. You know, 38-3 is not a good score. Last time they came in here, it was 66-7. You know, so I guess is that progress? Maybe. You know, we had some things happen throughout the course of the game that people wouldn't recognize that I was not pleased with. And they were reminiscent of a different day and time here, and that will not happen under my watch, and those things will get fixed immediately because we're never going to allow our program to go back to that dark and miserable place. Okay, we're going to be a team, we're going to be united, we're going to love each other, and we're going to keep moving forward. So those are some things culturally that we will address immediately and get handled, and I think we can. I think we've got a group of really young, really passionate, hardworking kids, and I appreciate them for that.
You get the sense he's talking about, and I'm just assuming here, but listening to what he's saying, it sounds like it's more of an issue of staying engaged, not giving up, not wanting to quit, and he's not going to let that happen. But Scott, he also talked about moments. You heard him say the words moments a lot of times. Seems like moments he's looking for is you want to go from a couple plays, right, to a couple of series, to a quarter. Kind of start the stair step, because we saw a big play, great play, 52 yards, gets down inside the 5-yard line. Then unfortunately they went the wrong direction. It's trying to build off that one big play. Now let's make it 2. Let's make it 3.
And I think as a coach, you're always trying to convince a player, you want splash plays, but you don't want roller coaster players. You don't want really highs and really lows. And it's a very young team. But I think as a young player, the way you gain confidence from your coach and from your teammates is continually not making the same mistake twice. And I think a player progression is you're going to mess it up. Everybody messes it up. Second time you're going to mess it up, but you're going to know you messed it up. And the third time you get it right. That's the player progression you need to see week in and week out. You can't keep making the same mistakes over and over.
Let's take a look at this. This will kind of give you an idea of what we're talking about and give you an example of these young players. He keeps talking about the youth, how young these players are, but you can see what we mean by trying to find momentum and then get consistency, okay? So this is part of the growing pains. You just had 202 yards, but you lost 71 yards in sacks and tackles for loss by UIW. So first play, we go right side, but we're going east-west. UIW clashes on it. It's a loss of 2. That's okay. You come back to the line of scrimmage. Nice play up the middle. Good gain, positive yardage. Things are looking good. But then here's the problem. Johnston gets pressured, can't get out of the way. It's a sack. Let's try it again. Now we've got to make up for those yards again. Scott, this is what we're talking about with that consistency, right? Just trying to find it. We don't need another splash play, just another positive play.
That's right, and I think that graphic says everything. 202 yards, but negative 71 yards in sacks and tackles for losses. So the negative plays are making it hard to have impactful plays, having positive plays, having third and manageable, staying ahead of the chains, dictating the game on your terms. So with all those negative plays, your playbook changes, your game plan, how you went into the game completely changes. So you need to find a way to avoid the negative plays so you can keep building positive momentum.
Northwestern State is a team that is looking to keep building its confidence.